AI and sensors, a dangerous relationship. Now, after reading the stimulus material, I realized that the overarching theme was perception, and I'm sure many of you came to the same conclusion. And with perception, I was really fascinated by the scientific aspect of it. And going off that, what better area of the scientific realm can experience perception than perhaps artificial intelligence? And from there, I was really intrigued by artificial intelligence and specifically its relationship to sensors. All of which led me to the thesis of the further development of sensors will lead to dangerous advancement in artificial intelligence. And conversely, my research question was to figure out, is there a correlation between artificial intelligence and sensors? And if so, is it a dangerous one? And resoundingly, I found out that the answer was yes. So, moving into my argument. First, I had to find some background, and this primarily came from the economic lens and the economic perspective. According to Tractica, in our Artificial Intelligence for Enterprise Applications report, we forecast that spending on AI software in the manufacturing sector will grow from a modest $13.5 million in 2015 to over $1 billion by 2024, most of which is due to sensors. And as you can see from this graph here from Tractica, there is very modest spending on artificial intelligence, but because of the recent development in sensors, we're about to experience a big growth in artificial intelligence investment. So clearly there's a relationship between sensors and AI, but why is artificial intelligence bad? Well, Wenning of the World Economic Forum explains, these advances are likely to eventually eliminate many manual tasks, leapfrogging human capabilities. So thus, there is going to be a major economic rift as AI continues to progress, more of our jobs are going to be lost, and furthermore, there is going to be a societal rift as AI becomes more human than perhaps humans currently are. So, my first major argument was from the scientific lens and perspective of the current scientific advancements that are currently happening from sensors that lead to dangerous AI investments. The first of which being synthetic sensors. According to Elgin of Computer World, synthetic sensor projects represent the application of AI to enable both far fewer sensors and better awareness. And as you can see from this first picture up here, this is a picture of a synthetic sensor. And if you can't tell, it is extremely small, but yet one of those high-powered sensors on the market. But moving forward, artificial neurons are also helping to make AI an even more dangerous invention. According to Knight of the MIT Technology Review, information from machine sensors goes straight into a huge network of artificial neurons that process the data and deliver the commands. But what makes artificial neurons so deadly is, as you can see from the second picture here, it can deal with multiple inputs coming at once, but very quickly is able to come up with one singular output. And from this, we can see that it is perhaps exceeding the capabilities of our own human brains. And lastly, the current scientific advancements that are happening are sensors being able to replicate our own human senses, proving that AI is becoming more human than perhaps humans are. But secondly, we have to look at the problem of AI from the futuristic lens and the futuristic perspective of developing advancements, most of which can be attributed to Double Lab. Now, according to Dublin and Paradiso of the Scientific American in the stimulus materials, Double Lab, a computer application, collects data in real time and can measure temperature, humidity, moisture, light, motion, wind, and sound, all things that we thought were uniquely human. But it goes past that, because additional sensors are also able to be created. According to Megan Hahn of Medium, sensor modalities create additional sensors and enhance tactile, visual, and auditory, proving that AI can go beyond what is human. So clearly this is a problem. Artificial intelligence is going to lead to major economic devastation, and they're becoming more human than we are, causing a societal rift. So accordingly, we need solutions. The first of which being to democratize AI. Now this certainly has its pros. Firstly, it would be able to avoid an artificial intelligence monopoly. According to Gosel of TNW, a way to prevent AI from killing us all is to democratize AI and put it in the hands of as many people. That way, no single entity controls that superpower and has an unfair advantage, because after all, our greatest enemy could in fact be ourselves. But a second pro is that this solution would be able to counterbalance a potential economic rift. According to Ovenden of Innovation Enterprise, it should help distribute the profits from AI. One way to counterbalance an economic rift is to make value creation as broadly available as possible, thus making the economy more distributed. So thus, we can see that this economic rift would be offset by the solution. Nevertheless, there are still cons to this problem, the first of which being that it would make a potential uprising of AI, or a difficulty in dealing with AI, more widespread by just giving it to more people. And furthermore, if we are truly going to democratize AI, we could in fact put it in the hands of irresponsible citizens and just cause another host of problems. But with the limitations, quite frankly, artificial intelligence isn't really easily accessible for everyone, and a competitive market may not allow this. Although companies such as Google and Microsoft are making strides to allow artificial intelligence to become accessible for everyone, it would still be very hard to do, and since most companies are competing with each other, they may not just have enough money to allow this to happen. And lastly, with the implications, for better or for worse, this solution would integrate artificial intelligence into our society and would let us keep a close watch on artificial intelligence. But a second possible solution is integrating human beliefs. Basuto of the Washington Post explains, Owain Evans of the University of Oxford is attempting to develop techniques to help AI systems learn about human preferences from observing our behaviors. That means understanding all of our human foibles and what makes us tick. So already the solution's in place. And if we were to truly apply this, it would prevent a possible conflict of interest. And furthermore, it would allow for AI to be used to benefit humans rather than just keeping them locked up. According to Azarian of Quartz, society could greatly benefit from integrating human beliefs into AI. Socially assistive robots could care for the sick and foster growth in children. They could comfort us and enhance our well-being. So clearly, this solution has its pros, but there are still cons nonetheless. Firstly, if we are going to integrate our human beliefs, negative human ideals are going to come with it. And if we were to integrate human beliefs, we would perhaps just make artificial intelligence more like us, thus just making the societal rift even bigger and even a larger problem. With the limitations, it is undoubtedly very hard to communicate abstract ideas such as our beliefs, and our feelings. And if we truly are able to communicate abstract ideas, they may not be interpreted the same in both AI and humans, leading to another host of problems. Lastly, with the implications, it would again lead to more artificial integration in the future and could potentially drive society forward. So, in conclusion, we have seen that artificial intelligence is making dangerous humanistic advancements because of sensors. We have firstly seen this because of the correlation of economic growth between sensors and artificial intelligence, proving that there is a true correlation with the economic lens. We have secondly seen this through the scientific perspective, with current scientific technology making AI dangerous, and we have finally seen this from the futuristic perspective of technologies being developed that could again make AI more dangerous. AI will put the human society and the economy at risk as AI becomes more and more human and may even take up many jobs. Now, with this problem, there are two primary solutions: democratizing AI and integrating human beliefs. Nonetheless, the best solution is to use a bit of both. If we want humanity to be bright in the future, we need to look to incorporate both. Thank you.
Terrific, William. I got a couple of questions for you. The first one, what evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and why did you choose not to use it?
I would say a piece of evidence that I gathered that I chose not to use was actually in my first main argument when I was talking about the scientific perspective of current scientific advancements. My third main point was senses as a whole are becoming more and more helping AI to become more and more like humans, but I had too much evidence, so I had to kind of cut some out. So I kind of just left this to generality, and I allowed this to be talked about in my next slide.
Okay. And the follow-up question, now that you're all done, what additional questions emerged from your research? And are any of those questions important, and if so, why?
Now that I'm done, kind of looking back, I thought my solutions were good as a whole, but seeing that artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence becoming bad is really just all theory, it was hard to find solutions. And if an emerging question that I have is are there better solutions to this problem that I could have found? If this becomes more and more of a reality, could we perhaps have a better solution than both these two combined?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.